There's a type of person you'll never see crying in public. They don't complain. They don't unload their problems on the people around them. When someone asks, "How are you?" they smile and say, "I'm good," even when everything inside is falling apart. Maybe that's you. And if it is, there's a reason you became this way, and it goes much deeper than you probably think. Part 1. Where it comes from. Picture this scene. A little boy falls off a swing, scrapes his knee, and starts to cry. And instead of comfort, he hears, "Come on, boys, don't cry." Or a girl laughs too loudly on the street, and her mother quietly says, "Behave yourself, you're a young lady." Small moments, right? They seem that way. But a child's brain files these moments very precisely. Emotions are dangerous. Emotions upset people. Emotions are weakness. And so we learn, as obedient little kids, to go quiet, to wipe the tears away, to push everything down. And we carry that programming with us for years without even realizing it's still running. Part 2. What's happening on the inside? People who keep everything to themselves rarely look broken from the outside. If anything, they're often the calmest person in the room. But internally, there's constant work happening. This is what psychologists call emotional suppression. And it's not just a habit. It's an active cognitive process that costs real energy. Think of it like carrying a heavy box all day, but pretending it weighs nothing. That's what emotional suppression does. You're burning enormous internal energy just to make sure nobody sees that you're struggling. And over time, that cost shows up in your sleep, in your relationships, in your physical health. Part 3. The loneliness nobody sees. There's an important difference between solitude and loneliness. Solitude is being alone and feeling fine. Loneliness is having no one to tell when you're not. And people who never show their pain often live exactly inside that kind of loneliness. Not because there's nobody around them, but because they're convinced their pain isn't interesting to anyone. Or worse, that if they show any weakness, something will shift. People will look at them differently, lose respect. And so, instead of reaching out, they keep smiling and keep saying, "I'm fine." Part 4. The paradox of strength. Here's where it gets interesting. Most people who keep everything inside think of it as their strength. I handle things on my own. I don't need help. And there's some truth in that. This kind of person is genuinely resilient. But there's a paradox that psychologists notice again and again. Admitting that you need help isn't weakness. It's one of the hardest acts of inner strength that exists because it requires vulnerability. And vulnerability is scarier than almost any external challenge you'll ever face. Researcher Brené Brown, who spent years studying this exact phenomenon, found that the ability to open up, not shut down, is actually the foundation of real emotional resilience, not the mask. The moment you take it off. If you recognize yourself in this video, know one thing: keeping everything inside doesn't make you weak, but it also doesn't mean you have to carry all of it alone. Strength isn't silence. Strength is knowing when to speak and who to trust.